Hello everybody and welcome back to another video for the day. We are heading back into r/AmITheDevil, and if you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, or maybe just say the word bread. I don't know, I like garlic bread, it's good. And if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Also, if you guys would like to save 10% on your next order of gamer subs, use code Tommy at checkout, or click the link down below. It'll automatically apply the discount to your transaction, and it helps support the channel. Thank you. Am I the a-hole for only paying my brother $10 a week on a $25,000 loan until I get my feet back on the ground? I, 25M, with a 29F fiance and a 1-year-old son. My brother is 30 and his husband is 31. I work on the farm in Australia, or Austria, I'm not sure, and get $58K a year. My fiance and I own a house on the farm, and 18 months ago, I had major renovations done on the house. To complete these renovations, I needed to borrow $25,000 from my brother. We made an agreement that I'll pay him back with no time pressure. I even wrote the contract that reads, "I will pay you guys back. No time or amount is listed." Since moving into the house, we've had our son and we haven't paid anything back due to having little to no money, living paycheck to paycheck, and just trying to survive. He has been aware of our situation and never pushed for money. At Christmas, he mentioned to us, in front of our entire family that didn't know about the loan, that he wanted to talk to us regarding the loan and us paying him back. We later texted him saying that we are happy to talk. However, it was disgusting to mention the loan in front of our family, especially on our son's first Christmas. On Boxing Day, he and his husband came over and tore us a new a-hole, having shots at us, telling me that I'm not doing a good enough job, and telling my partner that he needs to get a job to help pay them back. I tried explaining that these last 12 months of having a baby have really been tough. Expenses have been through the roof, and we've had many appliances break on us, car services and tires, $5,000 in vet bills, etc. They also mentioned that we should put our son into childcare. I refused, as it's none of their business for starters. My partner has always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and she's worked in childcare and has seen the horrible side of it, and we don't want to put our son there. I tried telling my brother at this very moment we only have $900 to our names, and we want to pay them back, and said that we will do $10 a week and slowly increase it over time when we get back onto our feet. Frankly, I want and need to look after my family before him. We were told that $10 a week is an insult, and that everything else is an excuse. We've always known that we were going to be a low-income household, and have accepted that. We've never complained, just work hard and get on with our own life. We've also reached out for financial help to see that if they can help us. My brother is a pilot for a major airline, and between him and his husband, we estimate that they bring around roughly $200,000 compared to my $58K. They also live in a major city, and travel usually overseas twice a year, so have no money issues. And the reason for them suddenly wanting the money is they are going through surrogacy to get a baby, and we have just found someone from Canada who is willing to carry for them. They have enough money to pay for the first baby. Their surrogate isn't even pregnant yet. But they want a second baby in the future, and can't afford that, so they want the $25,000 back. So, am I the a-hole for only paying $10 a week? Yeah, on a $58,000 annual salary? Yeah, you're very much the a-hole on this. And let's just say, based on your lovely use of excuses and everything, that increase very much doesn't, or it comes very, very late into the pay on that. I don't even need to get out a calculator to say you're gonna be doing that whole loan thing for 20 years, and I don't think that's anything they want to put up with at all either. And let's say we are doing the math, that also means that you're getting about $1,100 a week, and you're only delegating less than 1% of it to paying back this income that, or this this loan that you happen to have. This is even before they factor in any interest that you're probably going to be accruing, and this doesn't seem like anything that would be a small claims court kind of situation when they eventually do decide to go legal on your butt. And you're acting like they just randomly were waiting for the first time it was mentioned to be brought up at Christmas. Now, anybody who does that, this was not the first time it was brought up. You're trying to word it like that, but this ain't gonna fly. I can understand not wanting to opt in for any type of like child or daycare kind of stuff, because there have been some bad situations that have come from those places, so you definitely want to do some thorough background checks on wherever you would be even considering. But still, the $10 a week for like to equal $25,000 is abysmal. It's absolutely insane. And the constant bringing up of like, oh, they're both pilots, they make $200,000 a year. Yeah, and you still borrowed a whole lot of their money, and if I lent out money to somebody and they did not pay me back, regardless of the amount, it's still going to be sitting on my head and in a notebook that these people still owe me money. Because I know for sure that if I lend out $1,000 to somebody and they figured, okay, I can pay you back, here's a penny a week, I would be pissed. My marriage is ending and I'm at a complete loss. I don't know where to start with this one, but I need an outlet, so here I am. I, 41M, am married to a wonderful person, 41F, who is an amazing parent and an amazing friend. She's an amazing lover and companion. We met in college, where she fell in love with me, and it took me a while to realize that I was in love with her. Once I got my head out of my butt and got past my hang-ups, I finally married her. Since being married, I've made a lot of mistakes in the marriage, including very serious ones that perhaps should have ended the marriage a long time ago, but she stuck with me. This includes cheating on her early on, not being there for her when she got bad postpartum depression, not being there for her enough when she had a miscarriage, and 1,000 little things. I would do my best to tell her that I love her, but my actions spoke louder than my words. As a counterpoint, about 3 years ago, I had a bout of serious mental illness. Hospitalizations, electroconvulsive therapy, meds that made me drool and get lost on walls, the whole 9 yards. She was there for me. She got a job so that our family could stay on its feet while I was out of work. She could have left at any point, but she kept our family together. Through most of this, we have been going through marriage counseling. I found a marriage counselor, and he sucked, but she still went with me. She found a great marriage counselor, and we've been going for the past few months. But about a week and a half ago, she just ran out of steam in our relationship. She said that she didn't think I ever loved her. Not really, and that I loved her like a flea loves a dog. She's completely empty and has nothing left to give. So, she doesn't want a divorce because she doesn't want to hurt our kids. But she made it clear if it weren't for them, we would be done. Not that I blame her, I cocked it up royally, but I basically screwed up the relationship every way that you could conceivably do so, short of physically and emotionally doing bad things to her. What's even worse is that I don't know how to fix it. I have no credibility. I hate that my best friend is hurting so badly, but I can't fix it because I'm the problem. I can't just turn on the gas and win her back with a grand gesture because there needs to be systemic change. Or rather, there needs to be systemic change. She deserves better. I'm in therapy for myself. I have been for many years, and am working with my therapist to find that systemic change. But I don't know if I can salvage this relationship. I want to, and I hope that I'm not too chicken dookie to make the changes needed for my best friend. Anyways, thanks for reading if you did. If you have someone in your life that you love, make sure they know it. TLDR, man spends years neglecting his marriage and is shocked when his spouse finally calls it quits. Womp womp. Yeah, that is 100% on you. That is completely you messing up, and you're a little too late to acknowledge it. It kind of seems like you've wasted any type of sorry that was seen as valuable in her eyes. So you're basically living with the consequences of your own actions, And if you think, oh, what can I do to fix this? You never should have messed it up in the first place. Am I the a-hole for telling my boyfriend he disappointed me on Valentine's night? For weeks, I was giving hints to my boyfriend that I wanted what I wanted for Valentine's. I didn't want to leave him guessing, and I genuinely wanted both of us to do something nice. I simply told him anything is a good idea, as long as we go out. I wanted cute cocktails and a nice dinner. 2 weeks before I even showed him how I bought a nice dress, heart-lace tights and heels, letting him know that I wanted to go out and do something nice. Side note, he lost his job in December. Maybe I was insensitive because he kinda told me that he'd been struggling financially. He plays with a band on weekends to make money, but hasn't been able to find a formal, stable job. He asked me a week before if I liked the idea of having dinner at home to avoid all of the traffic and the craziness at restaurants because of Valentine's. He said that he could get steaks, wine, and be home and comfy. We had a hand mold that we wanted to make. I thought, he is asking me this because he doesn't have money to go out and pay for a fancy restaurant, which I told him I don't mind having split the bill because it's what I want to do. I can also buy ourselves a nice dinner. So I agreed at doing steaks at home. My parents decided to do the same. I live with them, and that's where we were going to cook. We went to Costco and Sam's Club looking for the cuts that we wanted, but they were all brownish-greenish, not looking good, and I just told him it doesn't have to be an expensive one, just as long as it's good. So he was like, no, not these. Well, what do you want? You pick. And I simply said, I don't know anything about steaks or meat that you pick. If not, I'll ask my parents to get us some from wherever they are getting theirs. And he said, yeah, I guess let's do that. Whatever you want. He then told me that he had work at 11 p.m., and I told him, okay, maybe later we can go out for drinks before you leave for work. We got home, and while waiting for my parents, they offered to get everything for us since they were already there. I took a shower, and he fell asleep, which I understand because he works night shifts. And he got up early that day. He had asked me if we were dressing nice at home or comfy. That question kind of triggered me because for weeks I told him I wanted to dress up, but what's the point of doing so if we are just at home? And at no point did he mention or confirm that we were going out later that night. All day, I held in my tears and sadness and disappointment, and obviously he noticed that and he was putting songs that I liked and singing to me because I always sing in the car, and he said, you're not singing. I know you're upset, but I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for you, and thank you for everything, for simply existing in my life. And I just busted to tears, not saying anything. He was constantly giving me sweet kisses and hugs, telling me nice things, and I was just, ugh. After eating, he said, let's drink wine and watch a movie. So I was like, okay, we are definitely not going out. And I told him straight up, I don't want to be here. I don't want to watch a movie. I want to go out. He just looked at me super sad, started giving me kisses and hugged me and gave me a glass of wine. I didn't take the hint that he didn't have the money. If I was on a budget, of course, I'm not spending my money on alcohol. But I was so angry. He got to a point where he was like, I know you hate me. You don't love me anymore. I know that. I can tell. I told him, why are you saying that? What the heck? He stopped with the kisses and cuddles, and I knew I drove him to the point where he was almost begging for me to show him love and reassurance, and I didn't. Instead, I told him how I knew he was going to end up ruining the day, disappointing me, and how it's never what I want, how he never listens to me, even when I tell him things straight, and he never puts in an effort. I said many rude, ugly things. He got sad and upset, and he just shut down on me, and he couldn't even look me in the eye. He said to go look for another guy that will do that for me since he doesn't. I said all of this knowing that he always makes sure that I have gas money. How he makes every lunch dinner date, going out, and a restaurant romantic, and he always asks what I want to eat to make sure that I don't get hangry. Even doing laundry together or watching movies at home with wine is my favorite thing with him. I was so stubborn on Valentine's Day is a special day, which it is, but we make every day our special day, and I ruined it for both of us. I apologized the next morning, but he remained shut down. He's an avoidant person. I don't want to push him, so we haven't spoken since he left my house without a word said. So let me get this straight. You didn't outright state what you wanted, was hoping that he would just pick up on some cues, and were then also upset that instead of Valentine's Day having the sentimental side of it all, and the meaning that it's supposed to have, you were thinking that it was supposed to be a day where you get spoiled, even though you likely very much knew, based on what you stated earlier, that he did not have the funds to be able to treat you how you were expecting to be treated. Am I the a-hole for refusing to pay my friend to host/cook our group dinner? Fake names given for obvious reasons. I, 26M, have a group of 8 close friends, co-eds ages from 24 to 27. One of them is my fiancée, Beth, 26F. We all met in college and tried to stay connected since then. We've had group dinners once a week for a few years now. These meals are always hosted by Alice, 25F, and Carter, 26M, Holmes. Alice is an amazing cook. To give her credit, she puts a lot of effort into it. She has appetizers ready when people get there, a big meal, meat, veggies, sides, and she always makes dessert. We had our dinner on Sunday, and Alice said she needed to talk to everyone. Her and Carter were having a bit of a tough time making ends meet right now. She loved the dinners, but they can't afford to finance them right now, and that they were going to be on a tight budget for the next few months. She proposed that everyone at dinner would help with a contribution of about $5 to $10 per meal, depending on how expensive it had been for her to buy ingredients, plus prep and cook it. She didn't want to ask for money, but she thinks it's fair because of the time and effort that it takes to put together these meals every week. If no one was comfortable with contributing, then we could have to meet once or twice a month. I was annoyed by this, and even more annoyed when most of our friends, including Beth, said that they would obviously contribute and let them know if they needed anything else. The only other holdout was Tina, but for different reasons. Tina offered to host some dinners at her place and cook for everyone herself in exchange for not having to pay them. Alicia and Carter were okay with it, but everyone, including myself, vetoed the idea. Tina's just an okay cook, and Alicia and Carter's place is in way more of a convenient spot for everyone, and has more room. I just think that it's ridiculous to make your friends pay for something that was supposed to be free. When we started these dinners, it was given that no one would have to pay to attend. I don't pay my friends for favors they do for me, and I don't expect payment. And it's not like she's a private chef or a professional cook. They probably, mostly Carter, are just trying to get money out of us. So I spoke up at dinner and said that I didn't want to pay. I asked if Carter had to pay to attend the meal, and Alice said no, because it's their shared home, and he helps her cook and clean up. That made me more annoyed. Carter is a total freeloading loser. There were some things said, as I was getting heated, and my fiancé had us leave early. The whole car ride home, she was angry with me, and saying that I was a cheapskate, ungrateful, and rude. She had been annoyed with me the past few days, and apparently a lot of the rest of the group is disappointed with me too. So, me and my fiancé sat down, and she helped me write this post. There were some details that I forgot, so I can provide to her that I'm not being unreasonable. So, there it is, Reddit. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to pay for my friend to cook us dinner? This apparently seems to be the cheapskate episode of this type of r/video today, because this is the second time where an interval of $10 has been mentioned, and people apparently don't want to pay, or decide to think that it is perfectly fine to go without paying such of a thing. It is $5 to $10, and your friends are cooking multiple course meals for you as a weekly or a monthly or semi-monthly get-together. Yeah, I would be perfectly fine chipping in something. You could literally just bring in like a couple of cans of soup or some sauce or like a freaking bag of chips or something, and that'd be some kind of contribution that you can make towards the whole thing. They're doing it out of the kindness of the heart. The least you can do is help contribute. Jesus, man. It really is weird when we get people that post stories that are so stupid that you gotta think the only person in the room that didn't think that they were in the wrong is the person who posted it. But with that is going to have to be with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up the wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye!